Hello everyone and welcome back to the Common Sense Crypto channel. As with you always, this is Rich doing another video today on XRP. So I hope you're all having a wonderful day today wherever you are in this great world. We're gonna talk about XRP. And once again, this is the one-day chart. We're sitting here at $2.04. What a day, what a difference a day makes in crypto. Right now, everybody's starting to get excited again. I see a lot of people saying, we are so back. This is the beginning of that massive breakout. But I'm not so sure yet. We have ETFs going live today. And we all know that once an XRP ETF goes live, it seems like Bitcoin comes crashing down, taking the rest of the market with it. Will it happen again? Nobody really knows. But we are still down on the price of XRP. Look at where we were a week ago, up above $2.20. Look at where we were a month ago, almost at $2.70. I want to see XRP start breaking back above $2.40. Then I'm going to tell you this could be the moment we've been waiting for. But until that happens, I don't think we're quite back yet. But I am starting to get excited to see what's going to happen today with those ETFs. If we stay in the green, then things look great going forward. But if we start plummeting down with Bitcoin once again, then we all know what to expect. But even if the market turns red, you either do nothing or you buy the dip. You don't sell XRP on red days. And look at Bitcoin back above 86K. A lot of people were expecting it to go above 90K earlier today. I just want Bitcoin to go on that last ascent. I just want it to start to break out already, because that will solidify that we are heading into alt season. But until that happens, it seems like this cycle is just going to be delay after delay until that final ascent begins. And it's going to come out of nowhere when it happens. You're just going to wake up and all of a sudden, Bitcoin's going to be skyrocketing in price and the rest of crypto is going to be skyrocketing as well. And look at the Crypto Fear and Greed Index. It's still sitting at 10. Right now, there's a lot of people very fearful in crypto. I still see a lot of people saying, do you think it's a good idea if I sell now? A lot of people are saying XRP is going to dip below $1.50. But you don't know if that's going to happen. Nobody knows if that's going to happen. I still see people calling for Bitcoin to go under 50K this week. So if that happens, of course, XRP is going to come down with it. But there's no confirmation of that happening. It's all speculation still. We could see a massive breakout begin this week. This is usually a good week for crypto. It's Thanksgiving week. 703 million XRP just vanished from exchanges in 72 hours. Biggest withdrawal streak ever recorded. Not your average Joe. Over-the-counter desks plus ETF issuers quietly pulled the trigger before weekend close. Exchange supply crashed below 2.74 billion. New all-time low. We all know the XRP is definitely disappearing off of the exchanges. But people are speculating that the ETF issuers are buying up this XRP on the exchanges now. And I'm not so sure of that happening as well. I still think there's a lot of XRP left in those dark pools and over the counter. And we see here, if this is true, there is only about 300 million left on over the counter and dark pools. And Franklin Templeton and Grayscale go live on Monday. So is that the actual number? Nobody really knows for sure. But we will all know very soon, because if the exchanges run out of XRP, the price of XRP is going to go through the roof. That is coming one way or another. They're going to continue to swallow up and lock away this XRP. That's what it comes down to. And even the articles that are written now are talking about supply shock. Here's why it's supply shock could be imminent for XRP. And again, they start talking about over-the-counter. They're talking about the exchanges running out of XRP as well. But nobody can confirm this, like a time frame for this to happen. If you listen to the AI models, they come up with different time frames. I've seen as early as 2 to 6 weeks. Other AI models are saying it's going to happen within 2 to 4 months. Others say 3 to 6 months. Nobody really knows for sure. Some of these ETFs haven't even gone live yet. So we don't know what the inflows are going to look like yet also. But one thing is for sure, there's a lot of demand for these ETFs. Everybody wanted the escrow to get burned. I think this ETF swallowing up of XRP, it's going to end up being even bigger. Bitcoin rotation explained. Matt Hoogan just broke it down. ETF issuers rotating winning clients out of Bitcoin to create clean entry points for new money. Take a listen.
It's mostly focused on, we had this huge move up following the election of Trump, right? And the idea is maybe we retrace all the way back to those prices. When I talk to people in the field, a lot of people are looking at this particular level around 84,000 as a potential bottom. That was where we retraced to in March, what was the last pullback in crypto. Some people are going all the way back to the Trump era election and saying maybe we need to retread that ground before we base and go up. Anytime you have a big bull market move in crypto, and we did from 70 to 125K, you get a lot of new investors into the market. Some of those are diamond hands and they're here forever. Some of them get shaken out when the first volatility occurs. We're seeing that shakeout, but again, I think we're closer to the bottom than we are to the beginning of this pullback. I think it's a great entry point for long-term investors looking out into 2026 and beyond.
I think he's wrong. I think what's happening is this. A lot of these Bitcoin ETF buyers, I think they're rotating their money. They see a better return on investment with other cryptocurrencies. Maybe some of them like Solana. Maybe others are thinking ETH is going to be a good investment now. Some are definitely looking at XRP as well. But I think the money's shifting because technology is advancing as well. And you got to remember, they were sold this idea that Bitcoin is up forever. It's never coming back down. And what just happened? It came crashing down. So right away, a lot of them lose that belief and they want to shift their money into something else. And that's what I think is really happening. This comes from Nate Garossi. Spot crypto ETFs equals DAT killers. Have been saying this for a while. DATs thrive via regulatory arbitrage. That game is pretty much over now. So crypto treasuries are fading and staking ETFs will eat their lunch, Solana Strategy CEO says. I think he might be right to some extent, but when it comes to XRP, it's built to move value. It's built to move money. It has actual real-world use case and utility. So I think a lot of these treasury companies, they're going to continue to pop up for XRP. I wouldn't say those same treasury companies are going to pop up for Bitcoin or Ethereum or some others. But if these people know what XRP is built to do, they're going to buy it and they're going to lock it away. And they're going to utilize it when they need to in the future. You got to remember, the rise of tokenization didn't even get here yet. And when you're tokenizing assets, you're going to need a place to store those assets. But when it comes time to move them, you're also going to need something that can move those assets very fast and very cheap. Ripple innovates to reduce XRP sale dependency. Ripple seeks to lessen XRP sale dependence by adopting new revenue models. Sorry, it's been a long day. So what they're trying to do is come up with new ideas so they don't have to rely on selling XRP for revenue. And Ripple's chief technology officer, David Schwartz, has indicated that the company may reduce its reliance on XRP sales through new revenue models. In his social media evaluation, he highlighted that increased pressure on XRP sales during price drops benefits no one. Schwartz believes that creating diverse revenue streams could bolster both Ripple's financial stability and the XRP market's steadiness. And then they go on to cite RLUSD as being one idea as bringing up new revenue models for Ripple. RLUSD, no matter how you look at it, it's gaining momentum. And I think as that time goes on, RLUSD is eventually going to become a top 10 stablecoin. Most likely, it will eventually become the #1 stablecoin. But along the way, Ripple could utilize RLUSD to generate revenue, so they no longer have to rely on XRP. Now, some people say that'll take utility away from XRP, but what have I been telling you this entire time? Every single stablecoin will still need a bridge currency. You want to take RLUSD everywhere throughout the world, you want to get it into third world countries and beyond, you're still going to need a bridge currency to do that. You're going to need something to move it. This comes from Hunter Horsley. Now, he's the CEO at Bitwise. It's almost impossible for most to time a bottom perfectly, even for the pros. The best one can do is buy when an asset you like looks cheap. Lots of things look cheap right now. He goes on to say, just bought more Bitcoin. Couldn't resist 85K. So he's buying Bitcoin, right, at $85,000. But yet he has an XRP spot ETF. He sees the demand for it. Why the hell would he even be looking at Bitcoin when you see the demand for XRP? XRP's chart alone should make you want to buy more XRP. The better return on investment is always going to be outside of Bitcoin at this point. What do you plan to make? Do you honestly think Bitcoin's going to 2x from where it's sitting right now? I highly doubt it. I don't think it's going to go above 150K. I know all these people on the mainstream media news. It's going to $500,000. It's going to $200,000. I think it's all nonsense. I think it's going to struggle to even get to 150K. Look at what we've seen so far as the price of Bitcoin. All it takes is a crisis to break out somewhere in the world, and Bitcoin's coming crashing down. I don't even look at it as a good store of value, but the better return on investment is with XRP. Breaking XRP price prediction following Bitcoin's ETF path. Regulatory momentum around XRP is heating up fast. So they're citing what happened with the Bitcoin ETFs. Honestly, I think in the long term, I think XRP ETFs are going to outperform the Bitcoin ETFs. Bitcoin got first mover advantage. That's what it comes down to. People don't realize that. What did they have to invest in other than the Bitcoin ETFs? Nothing. Then you got the ETH ETFs, and they didn't do so hot. They're definitely not doing as good as a Bitcoin ETF, let's face it. But when it comes to XRP, I think it's a lot different. I think now that Wall Street realizes that what XRP is built to do, how it has real world value, real world use case, I think the demand is going to just continue to surge for these XRP ETFs. That's why I think long term, I think Jamie Dimon was pretty conservative, $6 to $8 billion in inflows, but I think it's going to go way beyond that. And I think it's going to shock a lot of people. XRP price prediction. XRP reclaims $2 as ETF inflows and regulatory clarity signal potential upside. Like I said, right now, because XRP came back above $2, everybody's saying we are so back. Even the articles are like, hey, get invested now. This is the moment we've been waiting for. But I think it's too soon to say that. I want to see what happens with XRP over the next 24 to 48 hours. If it plummets down with this Franklin Templeton ETF going live because Bitcoin's tanking out at the same time, then we all know what to expect going forward, because there's more ETFs that have to be launched beyond the ones today. I think there's like another one by the end of this week as well. I'll cover that in another video. But that's going to give us a good indicator on what's going to happen with XRP and the rest of these ETFs. A lot of people are saying that they're suppressing the price of XRP so that all these ETF filers can also buy up cheap XRP as well. But I think that's just speculation. Let's see where we go from here. And until it happens, stay patient, stay positive, and let's get rich together. With that said, I'm going to wrap up this video. I want to thank you all for watching. I appreciate all of you. I'll see you in the next one. Have a great night.